let's talk a little bit about Connor Bedard, John. I'm really interested to pick your brain about a few things. But first, zeroing in on his game a little bit. Most coaches, they want players entering the offensive zone in a safe manner. I want you to give your thoughts on that approach, but then also compare it a little bit to what we've seen Bedard do in that situation so far early in his career.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's the way a lot of these kids have been taught all the way up through minor hockey, through junior college, whichever way. Coaches are so afraid of the middle of the ice and losing the puck in the middle of the ice that you get a lot of players that skate so wide and hold on to the puck for so long that they practically run into the Zamboni driver and end up with popcorn on their head, and they don't end up creating anything. Whereas Connor Bedard, as a 3 games into his career, and I had an unbelievable angle calling the home opener on Saturday, he is not afraid to bring the puck to the middle of the ice, which is so hard for defenders. And he is putting all teams on notice that he's going to attack you. And if your footwork isn't sharp, your stick isn't sharp, he's going to make you pay. And it's not just at even strength. It's going to be also on the power play, which we're going to break down after the even strength clips.
So let's get into those even strength clips now. And you're watching him pick through the middle. What are you seeing here?
I'm seeing a guy that just sees space and doesn't waste the opportunity to attack it. I see vision on this clip. He sees that it's a 1-2-2 by Boston. He gets open. It's on his stick and it's off his stick. There are times he might hold it a little too long, but man, he draws the attention. And this ends up leading to his first goal in the National Hockey League. And he could have died on the outside and he didn't. Why? Because he's constantly in movement and he's doing things that a lot of rookies that might not be tempted to do because they might be playing safe hockey. Even here, he's out of sight, out of mind, off a cycle, steals it, draws 4 players to him. This is where I think the Chicago roster is going to have to get used to him and what he creates space for others around him. Again, he could just skate wide. No, he's going to catch this guy on his heels a little bit, attack the middle of the ice. 1-on-4, no problem. He's still going to be a threat to rip the puck or dangle. And in this case, he sucks the defensive coverage down low to high. What's going to happen? Seth Jones takes it, creates a scoring chance. So from what looks like an outnumbered situation, he still creates. Here, he's smart. He knows what people want to do with the puck. Steals it. Everybody's expecting him. Oh, this is a 3-on-4 rush. Watch him catch the 4th man entering the zone. There's a guy open at the net. So from nothing, he's creating quite a bit. And I think his playmaking has been really understated so far going into this season.
So one of the things that I find so fascinating when watching a player trying to make a dent in the league and trying to figure things out is there's a pattern to dissecting the ice and an angle of attack that's just different in the NHL than it is in junior or in minor. In the minors. So when you take a look at the way that he enters the zone for the Chicago Blackhawks, how will that help him? How will that help the entire Hawks team when it comes to the power play and setting things up?
Well, I think it's, first of all, he knows how to kind of change gears. He is, I'm not going to say he's Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is Connor McDavid, but he has some similarities to his approach through that transition zone. Frank, you say I bring different terminology to the show. I believe that the top of circles to tops of circles kind of stretches out what I call either the speed zone or the transition zone, and he knows how to change gears excessively well.
So let's take a look at those power play clips now and what that transition looks like from your eyes, John.
So again, here, he's going to attack the space, giving room for Donato, but he's also not afraid. He turns it over. Right? He turns it over. So what is accountability? Do we just bench him? Do we just say, don't ever do that again? No, you know what he's going to say? I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go against Boston now, and I'm going to try to dangle these guys, right? What it's going to eventually do is it's going to buy space for others. So here he is against Montreal, and he's still going to attack the inside. And what does that create? It creates a little give-and-go situation here with Donato on a drop pass. He keeps moving. He rolls up high, and here's Donato walking in, and you got a 2-on-1 situation. So if you stifle him and tap him on the fingers and say, don't turn it over or don't carry it through the middle, then what are you going to do? You're going to stifle his ability to create and get a lot of guys other space. And also we're going to reduce his opportunities to create scoring chances, even from outside dots. The rest of these clips, we're going to really focus on the offensive zone. Everybody's really focused on his shot and potentially his one-timer. Well, teams are not sleeping anymore. Noel Acciari wants to push him above the tops of circles.
This is his first game in the NHL, just so everyone understands. He's being treated from puck drop like Alex Ovechkin on the power play.
100%. And they're shadowing them like crazy. They're kind of pushing them outside and above. So a lot of young players are going to do what? They're going to fold like a cheap 10. But what it's doing is it's creating these 2-on-1 opportunities down low. If Chicago could get be a little less surprised by the opportunities that this is going to open up for them, their power play could really take off. The other element is when he's going to get pushed up, there are going to be certain players like a Noel Acciari, they're going to get their shot in from once in a while. But that's okay. He gets up and he's not phased because here he is. He senses that urgency to get that puck off to the net. But what we're also going to see is as the play develops, even though he stumbles, is that you want to push me above the tops of circles? Guess what? I'm going to move and I'm going to draw you guys out of position and create space for others. Now, Corey Perry's moved up. Now there's this rotation. And now Jones eventually is going to have to read these types of crisscross plays with Connor Bedard because once he starts getting moving, there's one other power play that really has as much movement as what Connor Bedard brings, and that's Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. He comes up above. He, again, freezes the guy in the slot. Boom, on Reichel's stick, and he was almost surprised by the opportunity of a one-timer. He walks the line real well. He's not shy to carry pucks deep. And then he understands where space is, and then he gets himself open in the 1T spot. So he's not going to be limited by what the PK schemes are. He's just going to have the confidence that he had in junior. He's going to learn from, say, certain turnovers, but he is going to bring a certain dynamic to their power play, again, above circles, where he's going to travel and create miscommunications or miscues, which creates down low 2-on-1 opportunities. And he's so fast to read loose pucks. Again, he's going to carry a little switch, a little give and go. Again, it's going to create opportunities down low. So I think what the big one element is that they did not advertise his playmaking as much as I've witnessed here in the first 3 games. But the other part, and watch this play, this calm play on 5-on-3, he's going to find the guy back door. And again, the guy's surprised. He's not ready for it. I think that as the Chicago Blackhawks, other players start to understand space, just get open, his numbers and their numbers will be quite surprising, especially on the power play.
Top shelf insight, John Goins. This was fantastic stuff. You can find him on Twitter at Gourmet Hockey. The Coaches Room brought to you by DoorDash. You see the promo code up at the top of your screen for our Canadian listeners. That's 25% off up to a $10 value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter that code NATION25. Appreciate it, John. We'll chat again next Monday.
Have a good one, guys.